Thank you. All right. Welcome to the word of the year, y'all. All right. So every year in the Anima Collective, what was formerly Las Comadres, we choose word of the years. For me, it's a big deal because I have been choosing a word of the year since the year 2000. And I really love the idea of setting the intention for what you're doing and why you're doing it. So for you got everyone here that is not a member, who are we? We are the Anima Collective. We're an online membership community run by me and Alona. It's our mission to unite and empower women, emphasizing the integration of personal and professional growth. We value magic, inspiration, inclusivity, authenticity, and accountability. All self-identifying women are welcome regardless of age, background, because we love to learn from diverse life experiences. So I'm not going to read our whole thing. Today, we are here to help you guys choose your word of the year. So we're going to go through learning why we pick the words of the year in this community, how we're going to choose our word, what to look for in a word that might kick your ass this year, and if that's the energy you're actually looking for, and what to do with your word once you pick it. So we're going to get started. So Alona and I are going to do this sort of conversationally, but we're going to start with what do you want in a word? The word should represent how you want to feel, who you want to be, thinking of yourself in the future at the end of 2024, who are you becoming? To me, the idea of the word of the year is always this, I want to always have growth in my own personal and professional self. I always want to be striving for more, and a lot of times it'll be this idea of moving forward in who I am and understanding who I'm becoming. And so I always want it to be in the positive. I have chosen words in the past that have kicked my ass in ways that were not fun, and so take what I've learned in the last 23 years to not destroy yourself in the process. Alona, do you have stuff to add to that?
Yeah, for me, the word of the year is like a mantra. It's like the affirmation. It's like a snapback, a reset button during the year when I forget what my goal in the year was, right? It's that thing that they say that words. So I used to run on Instagram a thing called spellings, where I would go into the etymology of words, because words have spirits, right? Like when you dig down to where these words came from, they have spirits. We cast spells with them, and a lot of times, these words that we choose and the words that I've been choosing, when I'm leaning into them, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was doing. Oh, it's like you snap yourself out of a spell of what you don't want and bring yourself back to what you do want to create.
Yeah. And I think it's really understanding what the meaning of the word is in the context, not just that you are bringing it in, because once you call in that spell, it is staying with you, right? So it's really good to look up the meaning of the word, look up the etymology of the word, and understand if that is exactly what you want to convey for the rest of the year, right? There's a lot of times you're like, oh, I know it's this, right? You pick some word and you're like, and then you look at the meaning and you're like, meh. And that meh feeling is like, oh, that's not quite it. So one of the things we always talk about doing is looking at the synonyms and their meanings, and to see if there's another word that feels more in alignment, right? Sometimes I'll have an idea of how I want to feel. I'll put all of that into our lovely Google machine, and then it'll come back and tell me what the word is, right? So you can kind of get to it in a different way. Choosing the word of the year is never something that you're just going to pull out of the sky and then poof, that's your word. Sometimes it is your word, but you've got to really look at it and feel into it, right? You have to embody it and be like, okay, does it scare you a little tiny bit? Yes, that is good, right? Does it make you want to throw up? For me, that is good. Does it make you so scared that you want to run away? Maybe not good, right? Maybe good. So it is always in those pieces of does it move towards the alignment that you want to be creating? What you do not want in a word. This is my favorite part. You do not want a word that's going to kick your ass all year long. Trust me, it's a bad idea. So you want to also look at the shadow of the word that you're choosing. So like it might sound like a really good word. Trust, faith, believe. These are all like really positive words that a lot of times people choose, but the universe will test you over and over and over again if that is what you really want. Oh, do you really have trust? Okay, well, let's see if you're gonna get pregnant with your third baby, right? Oh, do you really have faith? Oh, let's like find all the ways that you could not have faith. It's gonna come in and to see if you can. Do you really want to believe? Okay, it's gonna just keep coming at you. Many people do this over and over again. It's not fun. It's not fun at all.
I think there gets to be also like clarity on what you're calling in, right? Like what you don't want is just to say I want abundance, because abundance means to overflow. So you could literally overflow with water in your house, you can overflow with freebies in the mail, you can overflow with anything, because the word is overflow. If what you want is literally money in your bank, you may want to be more specific of like, I want cash, I want to be rich, right? Like, and even in that, what you really might want to do is dig deeper. And why do you want to be rich? Like what is the feeling? And this is why we say, like, you really want to understand what you're feeling, because the feeling is what you think the thing is going to bring into your life. Yes, we do, some of us do want some cash in our bank, but the reason is because we want to feel ease, we want to feel relief, we want to feel joy, we want to feel freedom. And maybe that's actually the word that you want to call in. So you got to be really clear on not only what you do want, but what you don't want when you're calling in this specific word. When you understand what the word means, and you hear that abundance is overflow, you get to think it's not always going to be the overflow that you think it's going to show up as, because the universe doesn't know. If you're saying I want abundance, the universe doesn't know you mean money. If you're calling in trust, the universe doesn't know that you just want ease from the trust, and it's going to test you with the trust.
Yes. And it is this is why it's also really good to speak these things to other people, right? Like sometimes we get stuck in our own head of like, oh, this is what I mean. And when someone else can ask you the question, all right, well, what exactly is that, to draw it out of you? You might find that it's like not specific enough, or it's going to be like turning on a fire hose, right? So you want to make sure that. We also recommend that the words stay in the positive. You don't want any words that end in less. Okay, so like fearless, you might want to have brave. Selfless, you might want to have, I need help on that one. Selfless, you could go with Alona, word girl, help me out.
I know, I'm looking at synonyms. I'm trying to think so.
Huh?
Generous.
Generous.
Yeah, generous.
Generous. Yes.
Altruistic. Yeah.
Priceless. You want to go with a word that is more
Worthy.
worthy, or like just like some kind of cash money word, right? Like you don't want the less to be there, because what ends up happening is that the universe very often will bring you what is in front of it, right? So it's going to challenge you in that way. You don't necessarily want to be stuck in that. I don't like having the negatives. So here's some words just to get you thinking. A lot of these words have been used by people in the past. I've actually used a bunch of these as myself, and thinking about like what they mean, how they feel, and what we're going to do now.
Well, real quick, I kind of want to while you're thinking of your word, there are people who get, the reminder is this word is going to evoke it is going to evoke throughout this year this energy of what you want to call in. So, Jamie and I were talking about how some people bring in these words like responsibility and dutiful. Like those are also not negative words, but it's also like, is that the energy? Is that what you want to feel when you're actually choosing this word? So as we go into the exercise, yeah, Joyce, it's really funny. Some people get very like this, I want responsibility.
Diligence.
And like, yeah,
Diligence is one of those. I'm like, resilience is another one on my list. You will not, okay, ever. Resilience is the worst one. It'll just beat you down.
Yeah, the word of the year is casting a spell for you for the year. And you want that spell to be what you're calling in. You want it to feel like it is the energy that you're calling in. And often we think that these words like diligence and responsibility, I even feel like they have to be spoken in this like false British accent because they have that sternness, right? Really be clear, like what is, like when you even say the word out loud, what is the energy that word like oozes? Is it oozing the energy that you want to have in the year, or does it make you go into a false accent that is like a pretend? Now you do want to stretch yourself. Now here's the thing, you want to stretch yourself, right? Like you want it to be like something that's different because it's embodying where you get to go, but you don't want it to be so stretchy that you're like completely a different person when you're saying the word.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to start with getting a piece of paper and we're going to write down all the different ways you want to feel. Not necessarily the word yet, but all the ways you want to feel. So think of how you want to feel in this year. Do you want, like, what are the emotions that you want to have? What are the things you can write down, the things that you want to accomplish? And like, you can even put in a separate list. What are the things you don't want to feel? Just that right.
We'll give everyone about a minute.
Yeah.
For those of you that are joining right now, we're giving everyone about a minute to write down words that represent how you want to feel in the year. And if you feel so called, even words you don't want to feel, to help you kind of dig in and find the antonyms to help you really narrow down where you're creating.
All right, feel free to keep writing if you'd like. What I want you to do is start looking at all the different words on your list and seeing if there's any common themes within them, or if they can be categorized together in any ways. So is there, like on my list is freedom, alive, happy, ease, joy, abundance. Happy and joy can go together with freedom is in there, a lot, alive. All of those things kind of come together in this like very like open and expansive thing. So if there is, Kim wants to be a lady of leisure. I like this for her. I don't think that's what's going to happen next year, but okay. All right. And with like those feelings, is there any words that stand out? Any words that are your like, this might be my word of the year? I want you to circle those, or anything new that comes up. All right. So what we'd like to do is workshop this live with somebody. One of the things that you guys can start doing is while we're talking, if you want to look up any of the words on your list and pull up the source. And if anyone would like to go, feel free to raise your hand. We will call upon you.
Does anyone want to volunteer as tribute? There we go. Maya, and then Catherine.
I was like actually raising my hand. Okay. Thank you for offering to workshop because I'm looking at my list. I'm like, I need help. So I will gladly take it. Okay. So here are the words that I have. Yes? Okay. Light, excitement, expansive, inspired, accomplished, consistent, disciplined, contained, self-love and compassion, forward, energy, aligned, and calm. Yeah.
Oh, Jamie can't hear anything. Got it. Jamie can't hear us? Okay, she can't hear us. So
Oh.
you had a lot of different words, and I'm gonna help out Jamie with the workshopping. You had a lot of different words. So going back to Jamie's framework of like, which are the groupings, which ones kind of like for you kind of is connect for you?
Okay. So I would say excitement, expansive, and inspired kind of go together.
Mm-hmm.
I would say accomplished, consistent, discipline go together.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say I would put energy also with the first group.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say self-love and compassion, aligned, calm, and contained go together. And then I have light and forward, which are kind of
Light almost feels like with the first grouping, the energy and the ease and
inspired. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So Jamie, Maya has like 3 or 4 groupings.
Okay. Now I can finally hear. So,
Yeah.
okay, 3 or 4 groupings, and I heard half of them. Sounds like the 3 or 4 groupings are like the beginning of them are sort of like expansiveness and how you want to feel, right? Like is there one word in there that you feel kind of categorizes all of them?
Either inspired or light.
So inspired means to breathe life into. It was my word of the year like 3 years ago. And the thing that I like love about that word is that it's like the imagery to me is just this like, right? Like you're not like forcing something in, you're not like taking over, you're not like, you know, pushing it down, you're not like containing it. It's really this idea of like just like out into the universe. And it really does have that like shifting of energy, if that's what you're going for. The second, light is another one where it's like shining the light upon, right? And so it has like you're illuminating something. So inspire is sort of you pushing it out, and light is kind of it coming from outside of you.
I think I would like inspire more. Inspire. Yeah.
And then the words that you had in the second category?
Accomplished, consistent, disciplined, contained.
Even the way you read them, you don't want those. That's what you think you want.
Well, it's like Okay. Okay. And
That's when you
then
agree. Yes, go on.
I'll just let that one go and say yes. Okay, so then the last group is more like the internal, like self-love and compassion, alignment, calm, feeling contained, as opposed to like
So
scattered and distracted, like focused.
could the inspire, like the breathing life into, could you do that to self in those ways?
Sure. Why not?
I like inspire for you.
I like it too. Actually, when I was reading it out loud, that's the one that I felt like a little something something.
I like it. All right. Good job.
Well,
That was
thank
not
you
too,
very.
that
I
was
still
not even painful at all. I love it.
I have my word from this year, which I only picked in like May, so I'm still going on it. But anywho, I'll let someone else go. All right, thank you.
Catherine, you're still muted.
Yes, sorry about that.
There you go. No
So the
problem.
categories I came up with were joyful, playful, brave, excited, ease, and wealth. But the word I'm leaning towards is flourish.
I love
Which
flourish. Lona,
Oh.
can you get the kind of, you know, the meaning already?
It also means thrive, and I looked it up earlier. And Lona knows that I always come up with. I always check.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I love about flourish is like the seeds have already been planted, the plant is already growing, and it's just like the like blooming of it, like that feeling. Yeah, to bloom.
It's to
Thank you,
bloom.
Laura.
It's to bloom into flower.
And it's
Yeah.
also to thrive. Another meaning for it is thrive. So yeah.
Yes, I like this word for you. It's a good one, and it is like very much in the positive, and like when we think of the shadow side of it, right? It's like, you know, like what is this going to call in? I think it is going to be that thing that calls in to like take those steps forward, right? Like the hardest part of this is like the universe be like, okay, are you ready? Oh, are you ready to show it all the way out? Which I think is what you want. So
Well, and it feels a little bit more feminine and not the masculine, like let me like to power
yeah,
through.
it's more the like it's already been done. You're just waiting for it to come out. You're waiting for it to bloom.
Yeah.
I like. All right,
We have a
Jen, what you
question-
got?
Real
Okay.
quick, we have a question, and I think, Jamie, we definitely get to answer it. Christine has an excellent question. So it says, there might be a slide, but does the tense of the word have power? For example, adjective versus adverb or noun version of the word that popped up for me, felt home for me. Jamie, do you have an opinion? Because I have an opinion.
Go with your opinion first.
So my
it's going to make a
opinion
lot more sense.
My opinion is the tense, or is it what kind of word it is, doesn't matter, as long as when you hear and see the word, it resonates in such a way that you're snap back to what you're creating in the year. Okay, so it's not about, because those details are like keeping you from the spirit of the word. It's what is actually the meaning of the word, and does it relate to what you're creating? That's how I would lean into it. I hope this supports.
Yeah, I always have that feeling of like sometimes I want an action word, right? Sometimes I want something that is more passive or like happening. Like, so I think it's a very personal, like going through each iteration. I would never do something in past tense. I would only do it in present or future. But it is that like idea of like which way do you want to be heading, and like what do you want it to feel like? Does that answer? You got it. All right, Jen, you're up.
So I had a few words before this time, and then in following with what you said, I want to make sure that my word is not inviting in like
Disaster.
my milkshake to bring all the people to the yard. Okay, my word was alluring. Alluring is my word, because I want to entice and make people's mouths water for what I have and what and in all aspects, whether it's friendship or business or I want to be seen for what I really am and not any shadows or assumptions. And so alluring seemed just right. But then again, like there's also a sexy side of alluring, which I mean is good too. But you know, like, so is that word a little too, might I allure the wrong things? Might I lure in?
All right. So the meaning is to attract, captivate, train, like hunt a falcon to hunt. Okay. And I think that is, I mean, look at the synonym. What are the synonyms of, can you pull those? The synonyms of allure. That would, the only thing, like, sometimes allure can have sort of that, like, you're tricking someone, like a little bit of trickster energy, like of like pulling it in a way that's like, you know, like they didn't have control over. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like any of the magical stuff like that. Yeah, very like siren-y, like in that way, but I like it. I think it's a good sit with like what you could attract that is not like what you want is the only way that I would see it. But I do like the seenness of it, right? Like stepping into your full self, stepping into like you're going to be seen and then people are going to be attracted to for whatever reasons. I mean, you know, if you want to you still get to decide what you're calling it. And so
There's a lot of synonyms.
Magnetic. That's a nice word, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of synonyms for allure. There's attraction, charisma, charm, entice, magnetic, temptation, glamour, enchantment. So could I just ask Jen again, what was the spirit? It was more of like being seen.
And really wanting to, yes, in a way that similar to what my human design was saying, I want to attract, I want to be charming, and not in a fake way. I want to be seen really in those aspects. And
so I love the word celebrate because everyone thinks it just means to party, but celebrate means to assemble, to honor. So people gathering to honor. It is singing the praises of. So that might be another word that I might invite you to consider. You don't have to take it either way, but like what I'm hearing is you want people to finally see you and praise you for what you do, like, and not like because you know you but it's like being seen and being spoken well into.
yes, I love celebrate. So now I have food for thought. Yes, because I don't want to attract anything that I don't want, and I don't necessarily want to trick people. I don't mind trickster energy, but so that's helpful. Thank you. I like celebrate.
I like that one. I like celebrate. And I think that go to allure and go to the synonyms and just really like what Alona just did, go through them and then click on each one to see what they feel like. Right? Like, oh, okay, that definition gets me a little closer. I like allure, but like I think you're very, very close. It might be your word, or keep like working through it.
Because for me, allure isn't necessarily giving you the recognition. It's like a pulling into a vortex, but it's not necessarily saying you're being recognized, you're being seen. So you're going to pull in things, but it's not necessarily doing the mirror of the recognition that you want. That's just my feedback.
I love that. To be continued then. Celebrate is definitely a good word. Thank you.
I like it. All right, Anna.
Hello. Okay. I've had a lot of words through the years and I'm realizing why they all kick my ass. Very interesting. So intense. I think I had trust and it was like, somewhere along this year, I chose healthiest. And then I got so much body unhealthy stuff. So what comes up for me, it was like worthy, accepted, optimistic, supported, aligned, but then vibrant.
Ooh.
Yeah, vibrant came to like, oh, this feels right. It feels like my body is healthy, it's vibrant, there's energy, there's excitement. But I want to know what you guys think about the shadow part of vibrant. see. Also in the past, I've been like roller coaster, like, super excited, and then low and up and down. I feel like now I'm more in the neutral, or I want to be more in the neutral. So what do you think about vibrant?
I mean, vibrant is a very turned on word. Like it's a very like bright, that kind of thing. All right. So we got set in tremendous motion. It's quick. It's fast.
Yeah.
1 year I chose acceleration of mind, body, and spirit. Yo, it's like literally the dumbest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And by May, I was like, why is everything so fast? I feel like vibrant might be a similar word. Like you're gonna be, why is everything so bright? Right? It has that like, if that's what you want, totally fine. I mean, I literally would like take my bracelet on and off when I wanted the fastness and then slow it down, right? Oh, for everyone who doesn't know, a lot of us wear bracelets with our words on it. We'll get to that. But so I was like very like, once I was conscious of what I had chosen for myself, ooh, vitality. That's a good one. I think for you, like you're on the right track, but I think like going into vitality or like any of the life words that are very like whole, complete, I don't love those, but like going through those synonyms, I think could be a good way to go. Alona? Yeah,
Sorry, for me, I like vitality. So
I like vitality.
the original word I don't remember right now. It's frenetic. It feels frenetic because it's a vibration, and vibration is movement, where vitality comes from vita, which is life. So it's like one is going to give you life, one is going to give you constant motion. So this is where we talk about the spirit of the words. Like, so to bring in vibration, you're going to constantly bring in, like you be prepared for a year where there is no stillness. Right. And so those are also the things like, we want energy, but in what way? We want to feel alive, but in what way? Some people love being motion. Some people do not like stillness and being at peace and being, in those quiet moments. So vibration could be great for that. But if what you want is like a harnessing, I almost like feel like, Anna, what I'm hearing is like you want to harness this power, and I don't know if vibration is the word of like harnessing it. If that makes sense.
Totally. Yeah, it's like a secure, like a peaceful vibration, but like a secure, a grounded, rooted life. Okay.
And then I wouldn't do rooted if you want to travel, because it keeps you from moving, right? So it's like, how do we really keep on keep on being in the examination of the pieces that you don't want to eliminate from what you're calling it.
Okay, I'll look into vitality. Thank you.
You are welcome. Okay, we're gonna do the three of you that have your hands raised, and then we're gonna put you guys into breakout rooms for a couple minutes with each other to talk through some of your words as well. So, Lynn, you're up.
Okay, I'm the one with the unstable internet connection, so let's see how this goes. I selected thrive, and I did this for a couple of reasons. When I was kind of digging into the definitions, to grow vigorously, to flourish, to be successful and make steady progress, to prosper by industry, economy, and good management of prosperity, and to increase goods and estate. And honestly, all three of those kind of jumped with me. So I felt okay about it. And it was kind of like, okay, hold on. Thrive. Yeah. It's time for me. I mean, it's a wonderful time to flourish. It's great to make steady progress. It's amazing to, kind of, have that management of prosperity and events and all of that kind of stuff. So there's a lot going on with it, but it feels like forward progress for me.
I love it. And you told me yesterday that it's Thrive 65 and Thrive. So I'm down for this, man. You got alliteration on it and everything. This is good.
I know. I make a
really,
ditty,
really
you guys, every year when I just had my birthday this month. So it's like 65, it's time to thrive.
I love it. I love it. And I think I also love this word because this is my word of the year, but it is this, I do like those things. They don't feel the harshness that can come with a year of a lot of growth, but it has that like steady feel to it. So I think this is a good one. I think there is like, you know, there's always the shadow side, and, you know, being aware of that. So, you know, but I think you have thought it through. So it is a good one.
It's good for me.
Judy.
You never know. I mean, the nice part is we can make adjustments and tweak along the way if necessary. But I am right now grounded in the word thrive.
Beautiful. Yes, you can always change a word. Even though we say it's a word of the year, you do not have to torture yourself.
Yeah,
Just so you
thank
know.
you.
You can do whatever you want. You're allowed.
Oh, and
Judy,
I love
you
the
are up.
Scandinavian source. Thank
Hello, everyone. So I group mine in 3 buckets. One is successful, accomplished, and thrive. The other group is joy, happy, pretty, vibrant. And then the third one is in flow and in ease, expansive, and abundance.
I like. Is there any word that stands out more than others? What was your word of this year?
Daring.
That's right. I did know that one.
Yes. I like expansive, but I know not to choose that because I don't want to just like I remember your stories, Jamie.
Listen, expansive like acceleration, man. Sometimes
Yeah, like,
it just
no,
like
no.
And you don't want to like expand, you know, your full body self. You don't want to like there's things you don't want expansion on.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, I just to put some stuff in context, I just got back from Costa Rica, so the whole pura vida thing is really vibing with me. like
you can use that. You can use a phrase too.
Like that is just like me in every single way. I will move today, if I could. So yeah.
I mean, way your life that like you can use a phrase. I kind of really like it for you. The way your face changed when you said it. I mean, wouldn't suck.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
All right. Maya. Pardon.
I have a question more than anything. So the shadow side. Okay, so is what you're saying, so like the word that I feel like strongly about as soon as I saw the marketing for this event, I'm like, it's ease. That's what I need. I need ease. But now I'm like, I don't want to call in all the opposite of ease. Like I can't do that. So why tell me, but the shadow, I guess, of everybody's word is not what we want, or else we wouldn't
right.
Want,
like so. there's no way to avoid the shadow completely, as in life, right? Like there's always always going to be some form of shadow. Like there's no perfect word, right? But it is in the like how far do you feel like ease is outside your normal?
I'm pretty like tension and excitement and like a lot of like it's like ease is not comfortable for me. Ease is not, there's a lot of like unworthy, like who am I to have it easy? You know, I'm raised like a privileged white woman. Like I don't want to have it even more easy. It's a little bit challenging for me to accept ease. So
okay. So if it's going to be hard for you to accept ease, what would ease, if you had ease in your life, what would ease feel like?
I'm going like the opposite. I'm like the opposite of like tension or like hooked. Like just like when you just said pura vida, I'm like totally. It's like that feeling of like maybe flow is like something like that.
I like flow. I did flow a couple of years ago and I really loved it. And there's this graphic that's like with discipline and I can't even remember anymore, but it is like the idea of like stepping into like your alignment is with flow is what I always feel. Go ahead.
I have a few antonyms for tension. Because it's also like ease is what you think you're calling it, but it's also what's underneath. Like you were like, oh, ease, but I don't feel like, but you like action. So ease might go, oh, look, there's no action. But anyway, so there's calmness, contentedness, looseness, peace, relaxation, and then there are words like slack and limpness, which I don't think you're calling in. But I think, what I'm hearing is it's like almost like a sense of like satisfaction or contentedness, or like, like it's not ease, but like that sense of, oh, I can be happy. Oh, I can relax.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe it's something.
I like satisfaction.
The what is it?
I like satisfaction. What's the
Shadow
meaning of
side.
satisfaction?
You're saying then, I mean, so you're calling in then just for me to be like, then you're just saying that to be aware that then this is like dissatisfaction or discontentedness might be the challenge then that comes in to test how actually committed to satisfaction I am.
Yes. And it's like, and what happens is it's very personal, right? Like if you are in resistance to ease and then you have ease as your word, then over and over again, you're going to have to choose it. Okay. Right? You're going to have to be like over and over again. You're going to be like, what would be easy? How could this be easy? How do I lean into this? Right? Right? Like it is that space of go with like how you would feel, right? Yeah. Like I would feel relief, which is not a word I would use, but like those, I would go through how you would feel and look at the meanings on those.
Okay. I like this. Okay. Thank you.
There's a part of satisfy that it literally means to do enough. And it kind of like you were like, oh, I feel unworthy with the ease. And so for me, satisfaction is the energy of like, I've done enough. Like be like knowing when enough is enough instead of like overcompensating or undercompensating. It's like, no, I've done like there is that pleasure in the doing what needed to be done.
Yeah. I think I'm feeling satisfied with satisfied and a little unease about ease. So I think I know which one I should be moving towards. Thank you.
I love it. All right. We are going to put you in breakout rooms with one other person. You are going to discuss your word. It's going to be like 5 or 6 minutes long. Kim, we're good. Yeah. Just talk about your word, kind of do what we just did. Ask the people questions and we will have you back. Don't include embark. Okay. Are we good? 1 minute, 1 minute.
Sorry,
Okay, we're almost there.
I had it all set up and then people left, so I'm assigning the break rooms again. One second. Okay.
You got to accept your breakout rooms, people. Or else you just stare at our beautiful faces. All right, well, you can stare at our beautiful faces. Hit accept. There you go. Okay. All right, Muriel. Everybody's good. Leaf already here. We're good. Good job. Thank you, Kim.
I get to learn how to do breakout rooms.
I was like trying to do them and it would not reopen them. Like, I don't know what has happened to my Zoom on this side. Oh, wait.
Oh, they've been given 60 seconds to leave their rooms.
Okay. All right, so if you're watching the recording, what words have come to you? Which words have you thought of that are like, which categories are you in? And if you have any questions about this, you are always more than welcome to reach out to us, either email or on Instagram, and we want you to get to the word of your year, word of the year for you. Like we really want the idea of like what you want to embody for the entire year. And we would love to help you do that. All right, we're going to have humans joining us back in this recording shortly. Here come the people.
Exciting. I see a mix of like, I don't know what I'm doing, and yes, I'm excited for my word.
Did anybody get any clarity on their words? What's your word? 1, 2. Miriam, what you got?
Okay. So I was clear on my word, and then I went on to find synonyms. It was a confirmation. My word is prolific.
Ooh.
Yes.
All right. What's the meaning of prolific?
Prolific is productive, creative, inventive, fertile, plentiful, abundant, bountiful, profuse, copious, luxuriant, rich,
I
lush.
like it.
Yes, fruitful. I do like fruitful too, but I like I don't know. I'm liking luxuriant too, lush, but I feel like prolific is just like, you know, I just want to go all in with my artwork. I want to be painting. I am going to be painting every day. I just want to like have a body of work and everything that comes with it. But I don't know if those other words are kind of nice too.
Listen, they're all allowed to be nice, but I love that that is like the combined meaning of prolific, right? Like I love that idea for you. I mean, I'm always telling you how bougie you are, and that I want to just be Miriam when I grow up, even though Miriam's only like 2 years older than me. And it is this like idea of like stepping all the way into it, right? Like you're already pretty luxurious, right? But it's like allowing it like through your work, allowing it to like just like be abundant across all walks of life. And so I really
Yes. Yeah, without any hesitation, without the shadows have been there, and it's just, working with them alongside and just hey, how are you? And then thank you. And that's now I'm going the opposite way.
Yes.
Because you had me down for too long. So yeah, that's what I've been definitely, this has been calling me.
I like it. I would feel free if you have your word chosen to put it in the chat. We would love to see what you have chosen as your words of the year. I feel like this group is going to come up with some really, really good ones so far. If you are not a member of the Anima Collective, we would love to have you as a member. We are running a special right now that your first month is free. Alana, can you post the link? If you are having any questions about what we do in this community, feel free to schedule a call with me. I am happy to talk to you about membership, but I'm also happy to talk about your word of the year. So if you're still super confused and are like, I have no idea what I want to do, schedule a call. We would love to see you. Members, we've got the Anima Corner tomorrow at noon and Capacito on Monday morning. We have, I don't know what else we have after that. But we would love to see you there. Does anyone have any other questions? Stop the record.